Welcome to the Cabral Concept, where board-certified naturopath and integrative health practitioner Dr. Stephen Cabral shares how he was diagnosed at the age of 17 with a life-altering illness and given no hope for recovery. It was only after studying and traveling all over the world did he discover how to combine ancient Ayurvedic healing practices with state-of-the-art naturopathic and functional medicine to fully rebalance the body and re-energize it with life. It's time to discover how to get well, lose weight, and finally feel alive again. And now, here's your host, Dr. Stephen Cabral.
Hey everybody, welcome back. We're here with part 2 of our Cabral HouseCalls. Hopefully you were able to tune in yesterday to episode 2381. You can find that show notes page at stephencabral.com/2381. We're about to dive into 6 more questions from the community today. If you want to follow along with those questions, you're absolutely welcome to. And you can go to stephencabral.com/2382. 2382. Just wanted to also just keep you updated in case you are new to the show that it takes now about 12, 13 weeks to get your question read live on the show and answered. But if you want faster answers, I recommend actually writing into cabralsupportgroup.com. That is where we answer questions on a daily basis with my health coaching team. So I definitely do that. Then if you don't mind waiting the 12, 13 weeks, again, I wish it was shorter, but we have a whole lot of questions that come in. I'm absolutely. That's happy and absolutely mixed together. Absolutely happy to answer those questions live on the show. So that's that. Let's get right into it. Let's see what questions have come in for the week. First one looks like it's from Ryan. Ryan says, Dr. Cabral, I started wearing a fitness tracking watch about a year ago and have noticed a very common trend in heart rate through the day. According to my device, my daily resting heart rate low point occurs around 1 to 3 after my afternoon walk, as opposed to during sleep, where most people claim your lowest heart rate occurs. I feel very rested upon waking and tend to get very good sleep, but in quality and quantity. For some context, I'm 27, work out in the morning, work a job that requires some days nonstop moving, other days at a desk. I don't eat within 2 to 3 hours of going to bed. My resting heart rate hits 39 to 42 in the afternoon, while usually hovering around 50 to 60 through the night. I'm aware of the potential accuracy issues, but the repeating trend has me curious if this is an indicator of anything I could improve. Thank you for all you do and keeping me constantly curious about wanting to learn and improve. Ryan, love that. I love the learning, the growth, the improving. That's really what it's all about, right? And we never reach that end point. We just continue to get better. All right, so 39 to 42 for our heart rate is super low. I mean, like, it's not that it's bad. I did a whole podcast on the bradycardia and low heart rate. So definitely check that out. It's called, well, let me find it for you right now. I'm sure you probably listen to it if you're listening to the show on a daily basis, but it is called It's called 2. Pretty sure there's a sign in there. I want to find the show for you, but I don't know that I will. It's basically the 2 biomarkers to look at for your overall health. I recorded it within the last 6 weeks. So, well, I'm looking, and I can't find it. So what I would do is I would simply ask at cabralsupportgroup.com, hey, what's the show about heart rate and body temperature? And it came out within the last, 6 weeks or so. All right. So that is that with that. But let me get to the answer of yours. When you go for a walk and you sit back down afterwards, it's it is the relaxation response. So you can get it after exercise. You can get it after a sauna. You can get it after a lot of different things. And it is actually the calming response from your body switching really fully from a sympathetic nervous system standpoint to a parasympathetic nervous standpoint. So that's one. So that's not abnormal. After a walk, you get a low heart rate. What's interesting at night is that it's not close. Like if you were to tell me, at night my resting heart rate's in the high 40s, I'm like, well, that's close. Like it's close. It's not a bad thing. 50 to 60 though is it's just many points above. We'll put it that way. I don't want to get too technical, on this, on talking about standard deviations, but it's many standard deviations above your lowest after lunch. So I'm interested that there may be now again, I'm not providing any medical advice, medical diagnosis, medical cures, medical treatments on this podcast, not what I do. But I would actually look into, is there a breathing based issue when sleeping. Meaning like your body seems like, I don't know what your average heart rate is during the day. By the way, 50s and 60s while sleep, 50 to 60 is fine. Like there's nothing wrong with your heart rate being in the 50s when you sleep at night. My heart rate's in the 50s when I sleep at night. I don't think there's there's no issue with that. It's healthy. However, yours is just above your standard low for after an exercise. So what I would say is this. I would actually use yours. Now, I don't typically recommend propping yourself up too much. I would actually, if it could be a breathing-based thing, or you're breathing through your mouth, or you're breathing through your nose. If you're breathing through your mouth, well, it could definitely raise then that heart rate. Can you prop yourself up just a bit and see if that improves your overall heart rate? Is your room at night too warm? You doing anything, meaning like, are you getting stressed too close before bed? These types of things I would look at that could raise your heart rate at night. All right. So I've got lots of shows though on improving deep sleep and REM sleep. I would check those out as well. Good question though, Ryan. Julia is up next. You and your team are incredible. Thank you for your dedication. Oh, thanks, Julia. Appreciate that. And yes, I have an amazing team. I had a hair tissue test done right before removing my Mercury dental amalgam fillings, and other heavy metals came up high, such as tin and nickel, but mercury was low. My holistic dentist said that it might have been because the mercury is trapped and can't get out from the body and hence not showing up in the hair. Is that possible? Okay, let me read this again. You did an HTMA, so basically a minerals and metals test right before removing the mercury dental amalgams. Yeah, so mercury doesn't have to be high. So, and the reason is that the mercury, for the most part, is sealed within those amalgams. So it doesn't mean that it's always in your bloodstream. Like it just honestly doesn't. And then also, if it's in the blood, it could easily be excreted if it's at a small dose from the liver, and you would find it in the urine or the blood instead of the hair. The hair is basically a long-term standing high level of mercury in the blood. You might just not have a high level of mercury in the blood, but it doesn't mean that it's a bad thing to get those dental amalgams out. I did the same. I had 2 in my mouth, and they started to turn up a little bit on the edge. I didn't show up high on mercury either. However, over time, those things break down. And so no doubt about it, if you can get rid of mercury in your mouth, definitely recommend that. I talk about it in my book, The Rain Barrel Effect. So, yeah, that's that. I actually wouldn't be worried. I'd be very happy that it was not showing up high in your body. And then you can do the heavy metal detox for a little bit extra of that tin and nickel that can show up in stainless steel and other things as well. All right. Cynthia is up next. How would you go about someone that has high cortisol in the morning, the AM, but low cortisol in the afternoon, evening, and before bed? I already wake up earlier than everyone else to get my morning routine and actually start my day relaxed before my toddler wakes up. Okay, well, here's the thing. There actually may be nothing wrong. So if you're working with an integrative health practitioner, you can find them at integrativehealthpractitioner.org, and then just click on the practitioners tab all over the world. You can work with a naturopathic doctor who specializes in hormones, or you can work with our EcoLife team. It's up to you. But if you run the stress, mood, and metabolism test, you're going to look at your cortisol throughout the day. If you're not above a 9 in the morning, there's nothing wrong. So I like to tell people, you literally may have nothing wrong with you, right? There's nothing wrong. I like to share that with people. You're good. You're very good. Keep that going, right? So here's the thing, though. If it's between a 6 and a 9 in the morning on that lab, you're good to go. And then it should drop precipitously, throughout the day. That's normal. So if you have between a 1.5, 2 in the afternoon, around lunch, you're good. And then if it goes down to a 1 right before dinner, you're still good. And then it should be a 0.5 or below before bed. All of that's totally normal. Now, let's just say it was a 13 in the morning. All right, well, you might use... it could be cortisol awakening response from stress. It could be from low blood sugar. So you'll want to check that just with a simple glucometer, a little finger stick. Make sure it's not below a 75. Again, not providing medical advice, of course. And then you could also use a product called Adrenal Soothe, 2 capsules with breakfast if you really needed to calm those levels or upon waking. And then a little bit of magnesium. Calming magnesium or full spectrum magnesium would help to lower that in the morning as well, only if needed. All right, good question. Carly is up next. Carly says, hi, Dr. Cabral. So much gratitude for your team and all that you do to empower us to reclaim our health and move forward on our journey towards healing. Love that. Thank you, Carly. My parents recently had a series of unfortunate events happen following a major error made by a roofer when getting their roof replaced. Long story short, they had a lot of water damage in their ceiling and walls and had to get everything replaced to avoid mold. Their house has become unlivable. Despite our pleas, my father has insisted on staying and sleeping in the house, going down with the ship. I'm worried about all the insulation and fiberglass he could be inhaling and would appreciate any suggestions on how to help him detox his lungs. Thanks so much. Okay, so this is an issue. Like, this is an issue. I'll tell you right now, I've run a practice for a lot of years, over 20 years. I believe that it's just, again, it's my opinion. That's all. It doesn't mean that it's a fact. I found women to be more open-minded towards natural health than men. And I've especially found that the higher the chronological age. That's basically it. So I just find more women, let's say 50, 60 plus, have a much more open mind than men 50, 60 plus. As people get younger, I tend to actually then to find it's men are opening up a little bit more to natural health. So how then have I helped men who are 50, 60 plus, or even any age, become more amenable to the ideas around natural health? The thing is lab testing, because then it's verifiable, right? A lot of people just need verifiable proof. So there's two things you could do. One, you could literally just get mold Petri dishes that they sell anywhere. I have them. I don't know that I have them at stevencabral.com/resources, but you can check. But you can certainly find them on Amazon and natural health food stores to see if there's mold in the house. The second, though, is you could just run a Candida metabolic and vitamins test or a mycotoxins test to see if your dad has some of these mycotoxins already in his body. The second is, if you can't convince him, then you could do the mold protocol right now to keep up with all of the mycotoxins and mold spores maybe coming into his body. And before you do that, though, I would do a 7, 14, or 21-day functional medicine detox, the Equalife detox. And then I would go into that because you want to open up the liver detox pathways and then go into that mold-based protocol. All right. So that's how I would get started. It's kind of a different angles to attack the same problem. But I totally get it. I understand. And you'll get there. No doubt about it. All right. Anonymous is up next. And they say, "Hi, Dr. Cabral. Such a huge fan of your podcast, and it has honestly really changed my life." Thank you, Anonymous. Appreciate that. I now try to share it along with your book with everyone I know because it's truly a blessing. Thank you for your team and all that you do. Again, thank you so much. So about 7 years ago, 25-year-old female, I got this rash in my armpit, and my dermatologist diagnosed it with a rare skin condition called Fox-Fordyce disease. She told me that there's no real cure, but prescribed me some creams that have had no success. I've been learning a lot about Ayurveda these past few years, and has taught me that almost all conditions are reversible with the right aspect and with time. Do you know of any remedy for this condition to reduce it? I would really appreciate the insight. Love to hear your thoughts on post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation of skin tones, some darker pigmentation in my legs from bites. Numerous doctors have told me that can't prescribe creams. Okay, totally get it. There's a couple different questions in one. So, so the bottom line is everything is fixable. Like, unless it's a permanent biomechanical or physiological change in the body, and I wouldn't even say physiological. I would say, I would actually say anatomical. So meaning like, okay, if you get rheumatoid arthritis and you didn't fix it fast enough, and your joints are literally now like disfigured, for lack of a better term, because they can become disfigured, especially the joints in your fingers. We don't know yet how to fix that. Now, we can absolutely fix the pain and things like that associated with it, but that's a different story. If you had autoimmune thyroid issues and you used radioactive iodine, or you did some type of radiation or something like that to your thyroid, okay, that's permanent, no doubt about it. But the other things are not. So, again, I've been in practice, again, a long time, and so I just get to see a lot of things. So the specific dis-ease that you're talking about in the armpits and the flare-up, you're really talking about occluded, they're called occluded sweat ducts. That's basically it, sweat glands, right? So it basically means that the glands are clogged. That's, for lack of a better term, that's what it is. So the bottom line, though, is, okay, why are they being clogged? We look at toxicity, we look at inflammation, and we look at all the different things that could be the underlying root cause. And we have great success with this. I mean, great success. And the second that you're talking about is something called melasma. And I've done a podcast on that. So you can search that at stevencabral.com/podcast and just type in melasma, which is M-A-L-A-S-M-A, right? Melasma? Yes. Oh, sorry, it's with an E. M-E-L-A-S-M-A. And you'll see how we work with that too. So if you have both of these, to me, it seems like there's a detox issue breakdown because melasma can be caused by a lack of detox pathway. Glutathione, it can be caused by higher levels of inflammation. It can be caused by imbalance in cortisol as well. So I would definitely check these out, like 100%. So what I'm recommending is the Big 5 Labs, 100% if you're able to do that. If you're not, the starter kit. Because I can't tell you right now what your deficiencies are in terms of minerals or vitamins. I can't tell you what your toxicities are in terms of gut issues or heavy metals, etc. But running the Big 5 for sure will, and the starter kit is absolutely helpful as well. So that's where I would start, 100%. Or if you can't do any of those things, okay, the 21-day functional medicine detox, right? I mean, you have to start somewhere. So I would start there and then maintain with that daily nutritional support. And you can find these at stevencabral.com/shop. All right, last question of the day is from Danny. Danny says, hey, Dr. Cabral, quick question. A celebrity, Lori Harvey, was being praised for her figure, and many women asked what's her secret. She responded that she trains twice a day, plates is one of the workouts, and ate 1,200 calories a day for 21 days. This, she said, aided her to lose 15 pounds and get the figure she wanted. Her comments received backlash. So the question is, what she did safe for her or something that one should not have done? Okay. So, I don't know if it's unfortunate, but I don't follow Hollywood and celebrities. So I actually have no idea who Lori Harvey is. But I can tell you, it doesn't mean that it was unhealthy. So here's the thing. I'm assuming she's a actor, actress. I don't know what she does, but I'm assuming that. Her job is to get into a specific shape, whether we like it or not, in order to film a movie or, I don't know, whatever it is that she's supposed to do. Like literally, that's what she gets paid to do. If you are an athlete, you are getting paid to be in the type of shape needed for your sport. I follow a lot of different sports. So in boxing, there was a boxer who came in way overweight his second fight, and he was defending a title just a couple of years ago. I'm not going to go into who it was because, again, I'm not into disparaging anyone. He came in 30 pounds over his typical weight. He lost. It destroyed his career, essentially. I mean, he's trying to make a comeback now, but like he was on top of the world. He had the opportunity to really capitalize in every way as the heavyweight champion of the world. Didn't keep himself in that type of shape. Now, it's not about vanity and how he looked. No, it has nothing to do with that. This is what this person does for a sport. So I used to help celebrities back in the day, like way back in the day, 2007-ish, get in shape for their roles or get in shape for an appearance. It's what I did, but I did it the healthy way. So that's what I'm saying. Lori may have done this the healthy way. So let's say she did a functional medicine detox for 21 days and wanted to lose 15 pounds. That would be a healthy way to do it, but you're stopping at 21 days. That's the important part because we find, especially in women, after they get past about 4 weeks of going lower calorie or doing greater fasting, their metabolism and thyroid start to go down. So what we do is we actually have it set up science-based to get in enough vegetables and protein and micronutrients, vitamins, minerals, etc., so that the body is not starving. It's getting less calories than maybe it would, but the thing is, it's getting all of the micronutrients. So not as many macros, but more micros to keep the person really healthy and thriving. So it's not for me to honestly judge. I don't know how tall she is. I don't know how much she weighs, so I can't tell you if 1,200 calories a day is good or bad for this individual. Let's say she's 5'5" and she weighs 120 pounds. Then 1,200 calories is probably not out of the realm of fine, right? So again, I don't want to judge. I have no idea what she did. It could be super unhealthy if she's 6 feet and weighs 160 pounds. How much she had to lose, right? If she had 50 pounds to lose and losing 15 pounds, then that's not an unhealthy thing. So it's only when someone gets too low in weight for health or does this for too long that it's unhealthy. And then again, it's not for us to judge. If she wants to move her body twice a day and she's not overextending herself, like again, a lot of athletes sleep 10 hours a day because their job is to exercise and work out and get in shape and then play sports. So we'd have no idea. We don't know if she was getting a massage once a day as well, taking a nap midday, getting 9 hours of sleep. We just have no idea. So a little bit of a rant there, but I want less judgment in this world. If that's what she wants to do and she's maintaining her health, she's healthy, good for her. If someone wants to do something else, good for them. Like, it's their life. Like, let people live their life. All right. So it's great to end the week with a rant. But tomorrow for sure, I'll be back starting a whole new week of the Cabral Concept with our Mindset and Motivation Monday. Don't miss it. The best way to start the week. Take care, everyone. Before you go, I wanted to ask you this question. What if I could teach you in just a couple of hours how to transform your thyroid, hormones, adrenal, cholesterol, blood pressure, blood sugar, weight loss, energy, mood, brain, pregnancy, anti-aging, or many other health-related issues? After 20 years in private practice, after seeing and overseeing 250,000 client appointments, I sincerely feel I have the real-world data and have found the answer you've been searching for. So what I've done is spent hundreds of hours of my own time refining what you need to know in order to uncover your underlying root cause health issues and then begin to rebalance the body and bring it back to a state of robust health and wellness. I'm going to teach you exactly what I do in my private practice so you can understand how you got here and now what you need to do in order to heal. You'll receive all of the important success checklists, protocols, and even ways to customize it to make the program fit your busy life. And you'll get all of this at a fraction of the price. Let me save you the time, money, energy, stress, and frustration of not knowing what to do next. Instead of reading dozens of books on the topic and seeing multiple practitioners, I will condense everything that you need to know in just a few hours of video tutorials that you can watch and listen to anywhere. Together, we will make this healing process an enjoyable one that you can take with you for the rest of your life. I wish you all of the best of health and happiness, and I hope to be able to guide you on your healing journey through my Health Results Accelerators. Simply choose the health imbalance you're currently suffering from, and by the end of today, you'll know what went wrong and how to get well again. I guarantee it. For details, head over now to stephencabral.com/courses.